Hi, I'm Sharmilan Somasundaram, co-founder and CEO of Niftron. The most expensive thing in the world is trust. It can take years to build trust with applications, products, or individuals, and just a matter of seconds to lose it. We believe building an instant and consistent trust between applications, products, or individuals will create more business opportunities as well as allow people to interact in a more secure and carefree manner with accountability. Blockchain is the perfect technology to reinvent the trust in this current era. And we intend to make a product that will make blockchain more simple and affordable for businesses and organizations. So we made Niftron. Niftron is a blockchain as a service platform that will allow businesses, organizations, and startups to integrate blockchain with their products and projects easily and cost effectively to improve the trust by providing transparency, ownership, and security. Thank you.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, Pahan.
Okay, thank you, Tarushi. The only way to do great work is to love what you do, as you all know. So if you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As a technology enthusiast, if you are also keen on your future career, this evening will be for you.
A very good evening, everyone. On behalf of the organizing committee, I warmly welcome you all to the workshop on Create Your First Ever NFT presented by TECHZER to think beyond the hype organized by the IEEE Computer Society Student Branch Chapter of Sri Lanka Technological Campus. I am Tarushi Senini. And your mic is on mute.
Thank you, Tarushi.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you seeking an opportunity to boom your career with NFT? That's why we are here. Today's workshop will be an informative workshop for beginners, and you can kickstart your career with the practical knowledge delivered through the workshop. If you stay with us until the end of the workshop, you can earn NFT badges. Tarushi?
Yeah. So all these opportunities are brought to you by the TECHZER project. TECHZER is a project of 3 stages aimed to provide insight on the current global trend, blockchain technology. We were able to conclude the panel discussions successfully. Now you are in the 2nd stage, and stay tuned for our quiz competition to win amazing cash prizes and valuable certificates. The quiz competition will begin at the end of the workshop.
Yes, Tarushi, and most importantly, today you can get rewarded with an NFT badge if you stay tuned with us until the end of the session. And a limited number of participants who stay with us until the end of the workshop and fill out the attendance form would be eligible to earn an NFT badge. So get ready to fill out the attendance form once we share it with you. So a small reminder to all of you, we will be using Slido to allow you to express your opinions in live posts. The Slido link will be shared in the chat box. So if you have any questions or if you need any clarification from our instructors, please drop them in the Slido. And if someone has submitted the same question, please vote that question without submitting the same question. So Tarushi?
Yes, Pahan. So without any further delay, let me introduce the workshop instructor. He is the co-founder and chief executive officer at Niftron, which is a blockchain as a service platform that recently won the 𝐶𝐞 Startup Award, and a blockchain consultant advisor for multiple organizations and startups globally. He has 5+ years of experience in decentralized application solution architecture and development, and help businesses and organizations to build trust blockchain and become pioneers in their industries. Also, a certified blockchain solution architect. I am extremely honored to welcome Mr. Sharmilan Somasundaram to our session. We warmly welcome you to the gathering, sir, and you can continue with the workshop for an informative session.
Hi everyone, hope I'm audible and you can see me as well.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for inviting, and I hope you can have a knowledgeable session at the end and you can able to learn a bit more about NFTs, more than what you know already. And this session will help you to create your NFTs as well. So you can, we'll be take you through different parts. So the starting will be on explanation about NFTs and kind of a presentation will be goes. And after that, we'll see how you can create the NFTs in the real time through some of the blockchain platforms, as well as there are already existing online platforms where you can directly go without having much of the programming or blockchain or the coding knowledge. How you can able to create NFTs. So we'll show some of the no-code versions of blockchain or NFT creation platforms. We'll explore those as well. And at the end, like if you have any questions, feel free to drop, and then we will be take around 15 to 20 minutes Q&A session as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop it and we'll take it on that. So let's start with that, and I'll share my screen and then we'll start with the presentation. Hope all can see the screen. Just give me confirmation.
Yes.
Okay, sure. So as the topic suggests, like the power and potential of non-fungible tokens, so which is referred as NFTs, the non-fungible tokens. So we'll go through that, and at the end of the session, we'll work on how you can create the NFTs and how you can do it through no-code platforms as well. So first of all, what is fungible and what is non-fungible? So everyone heard about NFTs. Most of 90% of the crowd here would heard about the NFTs through the artworks, and the prices are going hype, and where artworks are selling it for millions of dollars and all, and then you will be mostly get through that path and don't have a clear understanding or a clear idea about where it comes from and what happens before the NFT is created in blockchain. So what type of tokens are used and how that transformation happens, and why we have now NFTs, and what are the true potential of NFTs apart from using it artwork. So apart from using it as using it for a digital arts. So what is fungible? So fungible is we have different fungible assets already we are using. So money that we are using, or else if you take it as a gold or even crypto coins, most of the crypto coins will be fall under the fungible. So the meaning of fungible is you can interchange two similar assets or similar items for one another. So for an example, if you have 100 rupees note, and if your friend has another 100 rupees notes, you can directly able to interchange, because you know that both contains a similar value and there's no issues interchanging that. Even if your note is a new note, newly printed note, and the one that your friend has is maybe old one, or else maybe it's not looks nice, it's ugly, but whatever, it contains the same 100 rupee value, and it doesn't matter if you interchange that or change for another 100 rupees, because end of the day, the value is same. And similar for the gold. So even if you have 1 gram of gold and another person has another 1 gram of the gold, then there's no point, no issues for interchanging that. And similar like that when it comes to cryptos as well. So most of the crypto coins which were created, or tokens which were created, or altcoins which were created before, it's always comes as a fungible, and you can easily able to interchange. So you can call it as a fungible, or else you can call it as a semi-fungible, where a set of assets, so you can't interchange the exact same value of a Bitcoin for another currency, and you can interchange using a dollar valuation, and then you can able to cross-chain it. But ideally, if you have 1 Bitcoin and another person has 1 Bitcoin, there's no issues. You can interchange without thinking too much, because end of the day, it contains the same value. So those are the ones we call it as fungible, which contains the same value and which is not unique, which is a unique class of assets. So if you take money, or else if you take gold, or if you take crypto Bitcoin, it all are unique class of assets, but inside that you can easily able to interchange those one for another because they are not unique in terms of a single 100 rupee note is not unique. Same as single gold is not unique and single Bitcoin is not unique. So what is non-fungible? So it's the contrast of what we discussed. So if you take this Mona Lisa painting, so we can have a similar kind of another Mona Lisa painting, but then the original one is always saved as original. You can't recreate that original piece. Even the same artist comes and create it. It will becomes as a second art of Mona Lisa, but it's not the same original one. So there's only one Mona Lisa painting which created by the exact artist, and whatever the years or whatever the ages it goes, you can't repaint something or you can't take a copy of that and interchange for the same value because it contains a unique value and it contains the unique identity for that. And similar for patents. So if you have rights for the patent rights or anything, it will be always unique on that. And same as properties, lands or vehicles, whatever we own, it's always stays as a non-fungible tokens because you can't interchange your house with a neighbor, even though it may be resembles in the same value or same like selling price. It always comes as a unique because your land, geolocation, latitude, attitude, so address, everything falls under that, and it comes as a unique piece of land and a unique piece of asset, and it's not ideal to interchange that for another house. So these kind of asset classes, we can put it as non-fungible. That's where we have the artworks as well, like digital artworks, where each art piece is unique and you can't have it as the same another artwork for an interchangeable one. And let's deep dive like fungible and non-fungible. So we have like a fungible in a non-fungible, intangible and tangible, which we can touch and feel, and which we can't touch and feel, which will be on the digital side. That's where the CryptoKitties, NFT artworks and everything falls in the virtual side. And the other side is we have the tangible ones, as I mentioned, like land, paintings, or automobile vehicles. And these will become as a non-fungible, tangible, and non-fungible, intangible. And when it comes to fungible ones, we have crypto coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum. And in real tangible ones, we have money, we have oil barrels or gold coins. So whatever we keep it as will becomes as a fungible and tangible assets. So what we are going to discuss today is all about the last corner, the last two corners, where the non-fungible, tangible things we are going to talk, and non-fungible, intangible things that also we are going to discuss about it, and we can see like how we can create some NFTs for the tangible and intangible assets that we use in the day-to-day life. And a bit more explained is on that. So fungible is again, as a summarization, it's an interchangeable one. It's a uniform class of assets, and it's divisible as well. So you can split your 100 rupees note into 10 rupees notes or 20 rupees notes. You can divide that, and you can even break the gold to like 100 grams of gold into 1 grams of gold as well. But when it comes to non-fungible ones, it's always non-interchangeable and it's always unique, and you can't divide. So you can't divide the house, you can't divide the painting, and then it will becomes as a it's not possible to divide it, and it will becomes as either two unique NFTs, or else it becomes as a thing that we call recently as fractionalized NFTs, where each piece will be contain a unique value of that particular artwork, but altogether it will be a single NFT, and it's always like touched or linked with the main NFT one. So that's pretty much about what is NFT and what is non-fungible tokens and fungible tokens. So let's get into the how the trend is going currently and where the history started for NFTs. So as you can see, it's all about recent times, like from past 2021 or 2017 till 2021-22. It's all about artworks and all about virtual digital items that were put under the NFTs. And nowadays we can see, or in future we can see, a lot of projects and a lot of things are coming where the true potential and the power of NFTs were opening up to the different markets. And we can see how why it's not something that limited to the artwork, and why it's something has a wider domain and wider potential. So it's something similar, I think, during the last panel discussion also mentioned, like it's more similar, like the pattern is
how people treated cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So when the cryptocurrencies and altcoins came, so everyone thought crypto and altcoins are the blockchain. So Bitcoin is blockchain. So it's more like you can only do cryptocurrencies, you can only do altcoins, and that is the purpose of blockchain. But then now we can see blockchain is not that. So there's a true potential of using blockchain on healthcare domains, using it for agriculture, using it for supply chain, using it for record management, and it's used in wide range of domains and use cases. Similar like that in NFTs as well. So now most of the people are thinking NFTs is for artworks, and or maybe people thought before NFTs is for artwork and it's only for a certain digital items and things. But now we can see it's not that, and there's a huge potential, and there are a lot of other domains and industries who already started using NFTs and will be used in the future as well. So in the history of NFTs, if we take, like, we can divide that directly into two sections. What happens from 2014 to 2017 and 2017 till now. So 2014 to 2017, it's where the actual use cases of blockchain started to come, because 2014 is when Ethereum came into the play. So until that, it's more towards the monetary value, where people use it for as crypto, like Bitcoins and different altcoins, only as a asset that you can interchange as a value, or else hold it as asset to make it more earnings and all. But once Ethereum came in 2014, where people started to use it for different applications like healthcare, like different domains and different things, then that's the point in 2017 when CryptoKitties came. So I'm not sure how many people heard about CryptoKitties. That is the first, or maybe first popular NFT platform that were out there, where they created virtual cats or virtual kitties, and then you can buy virtual kitties, you can breed them, and you can create new ones. You can sell that for Ethereums, and you can trade it in the marketplaces. So it's similar like how we use it for artworks now, which were before, it's kind of a gamified version that they created, and which actually picked up. It went so much viral on those times, 2017 and all. But then it was a bit silent after the 2017. Only it's used for gamings. There are a lot of gaming projects which were kind of similar to CryptoKitties were created, where even like games like Need for Speed, for an example, like I'll show it in the end, like there's a games created where you can buy parts of the vehicles, or you can buy fuels, nitros, which will becomes in the form of NFTs. You can earn that, or you can purchase it through coins and fix it in your car, stickers, a lot of parts, you can use it. And similar like that, there are projects like virtual lands. Decentraland is one of the example, and then now we have Sandbox, a lot of things. But Decentraland is the past potential project that's still ongoing in a way, and it used in multiple occasions as well. As I mentioned, I think during the panel also, like witnessed that personally when I attended one conference during pandemic in a virtual on blockchain Ethereum conference, which hosted on the Decentraland. It's a virtual land where you will have virtual place where it's like a conference hall. People will do conference. It happens like as a physical, but you can enter as a virtual one. You can walk, you can have an avatar, you can interact with other avatars, and it's more like a complete virtual environment. And in that, you can buy a piece of lands, and you can do as same as how you trade the NFT artworks. But it was not picked up in that period, 2017, 18 and all. But then 2020 is when the actual 2020-21 period, when the one of the NFT artworks went sold for like millions of dollars. People were a bit more into that NFT artworks, and then there are a lot of platforms came. We can see like monkey artworks, dogs, CryptoPunks. There are a lot of NFT arts were created, but some of them were not truly potential, and some of them has a potential in terms of how you can utilize utility of that NFT and all. Some will be just as artwork you can buy, and also I think we discussed this pretty deep in the panel discussion. So maybe if you miss, you can just watch it. So the potential and what is the benefits of that. So some will make sense, some will not make sense, but people will goes and buys, and at the end, it's all for a good where people get to know about NFTs, and a lot of marketing happens on that, and a lot of awareness created on that. So still, it's like a bubble even into this 21. So once it's burst, only we'll know like what are the true and potential use cases that can sustain, which will be real, has a potential of using NFTs, and most of the artworks will be fade off when they don't have a real potential and value behind it. So one of the projects that were created those times is CryptoPunks, where you can create like these kind of images, and people were selling it for that, trading it, and a lot of things. And the other one is CryptoKitties. It's available, so you can go and check and those things. So there are like cute different kind of kitties, so which is similar to what people has now as a apes project, or a lot of other animals things came. But this is the starting one, and you can have different kitties with different accessories, different costumes, and you can buy a kitty. There'll be another person will have a kitty, so you can ideally breed it, and then there'll be a new kitty will becomes, and it comes in the form of egg, where it will be open up the shell, and the new kitty will come, and you can trade that kitty, or you can sell that kitties as well for a lot of money. So these are all in Ethereum, so you can see 0.1 Ethereum, 0.2 Ethereums where they are sold. But the major thing was there's a one NFT, this one, it's ideally sold for 600 Ethereums at that time. So which is ideally worth of $170,000. But now if you think like 600 Ethereum, you can imagine like how much dollars it can be worth of. And this is one of the potential projects or talks of the town at that time. And then people were not put much attention on that. Then the Decentraland came, where, as I mentioned, you can buy a plot of land, and inside that land, you can ideally trade it, or you can own it, and you can build things like you can build places, or you can host your assets, and you can do a lot of things on that. And then you can rent that places as well. So if you build a conference hall, you can rent it for people to do conferences virtually, and you can earn money on that as well. And there are a lot of like pools, a lot of parks, a lot of even museums where people put NFT art galleries. So there are a lot of things going in Decentraland. You can just go create an account, and it's just free that you can even visit on that and see as well. And these are some of the past projects, and I'm not talking much on the NFT artworks and things there. We'll check on while we are doing those, creating those NFTs and all. And in terms of NFTs, if you're talking a bit of technical side, there are different standards on NFTs. So if you take Ethereum, which is the one I really created NFTs on the past. So there are ERC 721, which is the NFT standard. And ERC 1115 is another one. So they have where it comes as more like a semi-fungible, and a group of NFTs can be put together. And Stellar also has their own NFT standards, and Neo is another NFT standards we have. And now we have Solana and different projects that are creating different standards for NFTs. But these are the past ones, and today during the demo session or the hands-on session, we'll be check on Stellar. So how you can create a NFT without doing much of a coding. So Stellar has a laboratory, you can directly go and made it through that. And then we'll check on one of the Stellar existing NFT marketplaces, how we can go and create things on that as well. And I'll give some references on how you can create it on Ethereum, and how you can deploy the contracts and things like that. And when it comes to use cases on NFTs, specifically on starting with collectibles, this is one of the potential use cases which were used recently or after 2021, where this culture is there in Western countries where people collect sports cards and trade it for money. So even in nowadays, we were created we collect cards which comes in even as a pocket calendar format, where we collect like wrestling heroes, or else we collect it for movie artists or cricketers. We collect different cards, and it comes with different items that we buy as well. So people usually in our countries or in our period of time, we'll be traded with friends for free and all. But sometimes, in most of the times in Western countries, it traded for monetary value, where people get these cards of baseball players, NBA players, which is signed and comes, and they can trade it for $100, $200. It's more worth on that, and some specific cards which are rare cards, which will be goes for millions of dollars as well. So people will try to put these into NFTs, and which are going really well on that. And recently we can see 𝐈𝐧𝐯𝐿 also partner with a project called Fan Craze, where they create cricketers, similar kind of cards, shots, and different things like memorable cricketing shots were put together as NFTs, like bulk of winning shots or else hat tricks. So different things were put together as an NFT, as a single NFT, as a video clip, GIF, or else as an image, and they were trading it, and they were creating only a limited number of items. So then it always contains a value where the fans will go crazy and pick it up and purchase it, and they want to own it to showcase their fandom as well. And apart from that, it's a lot on the artworks things and a lot on characters, a lot on CryptoKitties kind of things were created and all. And the other side is it's on online gaming, where, as I mentioned, like this kind of a CryptoPass is one of the games were created at that time. People can buy different items like real or stickers or tires, nitros. You can buy it using as an NFT. You can buy it for a specific coin that they have. And then you can trade it for a higher amount because there will be only specific number of items will be released. And nowadays we have a lot of games on cryptos. You can see it on online as well. There are a lot of crypto games so there where you can go and earn some, like most of the times in past, we had to play a level. We had to, if you cross a certain level or if you cross certain challenges, we'll be earn a nitro or else we'll be earn a specific accessories we can fit on. But nowadays you can earn that or else you can pay, you can buy, and then you can trade it and you can make your cars more faster than others and more beautiful than others using these cryptos. And NFT tickets were more popular. And there are a lot of companies, a lot of projects were using NFT tickets, and we done one in Sri Lanka as well in 2019. We are one of the events we hosted in Sri Lanka, which is gone through NFT tickets, and most of our Colombo blockchain meetups, when we had it at physical, we always use it as NFT tickets, which bought by the people who are attending those events. You can buy it as NFT ticket, and then you can come, you can redeem your ticket at the entrance, and then you can visit. So those are kind of a unique NFT tickets that we created at those time. And nowadays, we'll be planning to start that physical meetups again. And mostly if you can visit, you can earn your NFT tickets as well. And identity and certifications, which similar like the badge you are going to earn at this event. So it will come as an NFT. And we used it even in Sri Lanka, like a lot of universities were issuing NFT certifications. We worked with a couple of universities on that projects as well. We are issuing NFT certificates because end of the day certificate is non-fungible. It's unique. You can't interchange for another certificate with another person, even though it's the same course, same module, same marks, but you can't interchange that. It always has the unique identity values. So you can create even as a certificate, you can create it and put it as an image or content, and then you can meet it as an NFT, you can interchange with people. And identity again, like which is the base of metaverse as well. So you can have identity, you can have an avatar which resembles you, and it's always unique. You can put identity values, characteristics, and all, and then you can can't change it, but you can be able to access and hold certifications, different credentials under that particular avatar or particular identity. And domain names, it's one of the other things because domain names are unique and you can't interchange and you can't fractionize domain names as well. So if it is Colombo blockchain summit.lk, it's always unique, and summit.com is always unique. So those also you can put it as NFTs, which is one of the projects we discussed on the last time as well, 𝐋𝐞𝐿, so that's what they're doing. And you can check it on Ethereum as well. They have Ethereum name servers where you can create a domain and then you can tie that with your tie that with your blockchain account. So then next time when you are telling to someone your blockchain account, you don't need to tell that long 64 character ID as a public key. You can tell your domain name or ETH name. So it's like comes as a .eth. So if it is my account, so Sharmilan.eth, so then I can tell that one, and people who are putting money to my account, they can directly put it as Sharmilan.eth rather than typing it all the public keys and all. And real estate, it's used in a lot of countries now, where they are putting real estate into NFTs and houses, apartments into NFTs, and letting the people to transfer the values and proving their ownership of NFTs through this. And I mean, people can directly able to fractionize as well. So a lot of countries, real estate were going in NFT nowadays. After the fractionized NFTs part comes, you can, like, for an example, if you are in Sri Lanka or in US and there's a huge mall was created, and if you want to buy a specific store on that mall, which will be cost 100 million or maybe even $100,000 as a renting. But it's not feasible for everyone to purchase it. But you can fractionize that particular slot or particular plot into maybe 100 parts, or else maybe 1,000 parts. So then if it is $100,000 and you have fractionized that in 100,000 parts, then each person can own at least one fraction minimum, and they can own maximum whatever they want. So if I have only $10, I can own only 10 fractions, and I'll be only put $10, where the 900,000 rest of the fractions will be sold to different parties. So in the end, whatever the amount that particular plot is earning, so if they put it as a renting and rent it out for another shop where they are making money, then that will be divide exactly as again 100,000 pieces, that revenue, and then it will be shared with whoever owning whatever the percentage. So I don't need to be a person who owns $100,000 to buy or invest on that real estate. I can be a person who has only $10 or $100. I can buy the amount of fractions I can own, and then I can still have a percentage of ownership on that particular real estate, and I can invest on that real estate. So those kind of projects were there on other countries, and there are a couple of planning on in Sri Lanka as well to come in future. And original digital artworks are the other use cases, and then collectibles. Original musics were in NFTs, limited edition fashion items or merchandise items, Nike and Adidas. A lot of brands of shoes and a lot of brands of clothes were going on NFTs, where there's a limited edition of shoes. People buy it for high prices, so they want to put it on NFTs. So then you can, as your owner, you can prove at any point this is a limited edition and you are the only one has that. And you can maintain that value. So it's more than you prove and you showcase that it's the only original rare piece and you own it. But when you want to do it as a secondary sale or secondary market sale, you can still have the access to prove that it's the original one. In other cases, you don't have, and you have to maybe go through a lot of validations and all, especially when it comes to more than shoes, diamonds and gemstones, which is more worthwhile doing this on NFTs. And these are some of the other projects where charity, travel, energy. So everywhere we can see there will be some tangible or non-tangible, intangible items. And those ones we can directly put it into as an NFT when you know it has a meaning and it has a value, and you want to, you make sure that it's something that non-fungible and it's not something fungible, then you can directly go ahead and put it. And in terms of marketplaces, OpenSea, Nifty Gateway are the popular ones out there. And we'll check on one on Stellar like Lightning Marketplace today. And OpenSea, Nifty Gateway are completely on Ethereum and EVM-based chains like Matic and all. And Stellar ones, they have their own marketplace. And there are different marketplaces out there, and different projects are using different marketplaces, and different movements are going out there. And these are the ecosystem of NFT. So this is not a new one. So this is pretty old image. So where you can see the marketplaces, infrastructure, where you need wallets and you need different kind of projects to use that. And then there's the studios and collectibles coming out there. So the most important part is on the marketplaces, where you can go, and nowadays marketplaces offering you to create NFTs as well. Before, it's only about buying or selling or trading, but nowadays you can able to create NFTs and put it on the marketplaces as well. So at the end, it's all about tokenization. So this is one of the transformation I mentioned all the times, like tokenization is what we do it as NFT or SFT or Bitcoin or any currencies, anything on blockchain. So the transformation is, we call it as digitization, which everyone knows. So when you have anything on physical or anything on records, you want to put it on digital in terms of storing it in a databases or storing it in a digital form. We call it as digitization. And anything you have it on physical or digital, which is tangible or intangible, you want to put it on blockchain, you can put it as tokenization. And that is the best pathway you can take to put anything on blockchain in terms of that contains a value and that is potential for tokenizable. Then you can tokenize that. And that is what happens with Bitcoin, where tokenization is not new on Bitcoin, or new on blockchain, but NFTs are pretty new after 2017. But tokenizations were there from the start or the first day of blockchain. That's where they tokenize money or the fiat currency. they convert the fiat currencies which we have in the tangible world to a digital form, which comes as a Bitcoin, which is ideal tokenization of money. And similar like that, what we are doing now is tokenization the digital artworks, or tokenizing certifications or land records, tokenization of domain names. So anything that we put it on blockchain, we can put it as a form of tokenization. At the end, it will be resembled as a tokens. So that's where the token part is coming, that name. And everything that you put, so even if it's an artwork, it resembles as a one particular token, which gives that liquidity for that particular asset. You can easily able to transfer the ownership to another person and move it fast. So if you have a house, it's very difficult to sell it unless you have the deed documents and a lot of things going in the physical side. And even if you want to have a house, if you have a house and you want to fractionize that into 1,000 pieces and selling it, it's impossible in the real time, and it goes through a lot of legal and entity issues, even if you have some people buying it from other countries. But if you put it on blockchain, where you can fractionize that, then it will be easily comes as 100,000 pieces, and easily anyone can able to purchase it because it's provide that liquidity ability for the physical asset in the blockchain side. So tokenization, you can tokenize from Apple, you can tokenize SpaceX rocket, or even a individual identity person or a user. Because at the end, what matters is if it is fungible, then still you can tokenize, which is what happens in the Bitcoins, cryptocurrencies, and things are going. And even if you take it as a movie ticket, so if your ticket is unique, that means your seat number, row number, everything is mentioned, then that particular ticket comes as unique. But if it is just an entry ticket where anyone holds the ticket can enter to that, then it will come as a semi-fungible or a fungible asset. And you can still tokenize that. The only criteria to tokenization is something that you tokenize should has a meaningful and value, or else it's something that meaningful to you to tokenize. So there are people tokenizing their pets, and they're putting pet records and vaccinations, different things. So it's up to the person to decide whether it's valuable or meaningful for them to go and tokenize it, because tokenization, it's costly. It's not too costly, depends on the blockchain, the cost element will be different, but you have to pay some money to tokenize it. And these are some of the projects out there in Sri Lanka as well, like 𝐋𝐞𝐸, tokenizing the domain names, verifies on the certifications and credentials, Niftron, and we are doing one on DPro, so which is also tokenization on credentials, badges, and personal records, products, supply chain. So different projects using different purposes as well. So that's pretty much about the presentation session, and we'll move into the next part where we can go on check on hands-on sessions on Stellar Laboratory, how we can able to create NFTs on Stellar Laboratory, and then we'll check on how we can able to create it on a Stellar, one of the marketplaces. And I'll give you some examples on how we can create it on Ethereum. And also, unfortunately, within a 2 or 3 hour session, it's very difficult to go and explain on Ethereum or smart contracts basis ones, because it contains a lot of coding works, and you had to have some prior knowledge on Solidity language and coding and a lot of tools and all. So I choose the Stellar to go ahead with that. And most of the people who are here are not completely on coming from the programming background as well. So we'll check on no code versions, and we'll check on some platforms. And if anyone interested on learning more about how you can do it in a code level, or how you can create it on Ethereum or Matic, Polygon, or is Binance Smart Chain, or even Solana, which requires the smart contract deployments and codings, you can feel free to reach me. So you can reach me through this email, or else you can scan the QR code and reach me through my LinkedIn. I'll share you some of the resources and help you guys out on how you can create it on those chains. And today we'll explore on Stellar and Stellar blockchain, and as well as on the Stellar marketplace. So if you have any questions, feel free to put it up, whatever we discussed now. And while going through the demos, if you have any questions, feel free to ask as well. So we need a couple of platforms today to directly go and create these things. So you need to have access to Pinata, so which is a free application. So you can check this name like PINATA. So you can directly, if you are doing it with me real time, then if anyone doing it along with me, so you can directly go and search it on Google as Pinata, and then you can directly go and register that one. So it's a free account. You can connect it through your emails and all, and then you'll be getting to a UI like this. And also you need to have a you need to have the Stellar Laboratory, which is the second one, and you need to, that is, sorry guys, the tabs, yeah. So this is the Stellar Laboratory. You can search it again as Stellar, STELLAR, Stellar Laboratory, and you will be getting to this kind of a view. And just open Stellar Laboratory and Pinata for now, and then we'll come to the Lightmint Stellar Marketplace later on. So Stellar Laboratory and Pinata is the two things that we need at the start. So first, when it comes to NFTs, we don't usually store all the NFT images or else anything that we have on the physical, physical or digital items. We never store directly on blockchain. The reasons is because it's costly. That's the first reason. When we are putting any data or any information on blockchain, we have to pay a lot of money on that, and it's costly as well in terms of cryptos and things we have to pay. So all the blockchain projects, so 99% of the blockchain projects or NFT things, the NFT artworks and things will be stored on or the images, music files or whatever. It will be directly stored on IPFS, which is the Interplanetary File System. It's also a decentralized storage mechanism, and that is where it comes from the Pinata as well. Pinata also using an IPFS on the background. So you can directly download IPFS node and run it by yourself as well. So it's free. You can run your node. You can, through your node, you can host your artworks and different things. And what will happens in the IPFS or Pinata is, backend of the Pinata is, end of the day is IPFS. So what will happen is you put an artwork, it takes the hash of the artwork. So when someone else putting the similar artwork, which is modified or some changes, always the hash will be changed, because hash is a unique SHA-256 value. Whatever, for an example, if you put Apple as APPLE or simple, then it will be give you a hash. It's through an algorithm SHA-256 or MT5. And when you're putting again the same simple APPLE Apple, then you will get the same exact hash. But if you change the A into capitals, or else you put a space in between the letters, so even a single full stop, it will change the hash totally, and then you can't able to match it. So everyone knows that there's a modification happens on that. So that's one of the things that IPFS is proving, where once you store the file, you can't do a modification and no one can able to do a modification. And that shows the ownership and validity as well. So I'll go ahead and register through this. So you guys also register it, and I'll share the screen. Yeah, so once you come to the Pinata, what you can do is you can go ahead and click upload button, and then you can upload a folder, or else you can upload a file. In our cases, we are creating the first NFT today, so we'll be mostly upload the files. So I'll just upload one of the backgrounds I'm using here, and then you can mention the name, you can modify it, or you can change the info as well. And you can click upload. So what will happen is once it's uploaded, so it will be goes through the IPFS, and you'll be get a CID, so which is the informations of the cache and what is the unique identification that's come from that. So as you can see here, the CID ID. So this is the unique ID. You can not recreate this ID by uploading even the same image or whatever things, because it's goes with your unique information and the timestamp and a lot of other things will be combined together. So you will be get this ID. And once you are doing the NFT things on, later we'll check it on marketplaces and all, they'll be automatically create these things and they'll be put it together with your NFT and they'll be create your NFT. But here we are going to do it bit manual, not too technical, but through a no-code laboratory versions or no-code platforms through the Stellar blockchain. So we'll be do it manually in this first run. So you can copy this and we'll be paste it as a manual process in that platform. And then we'll see like how you can create your first one. So if anyone following it with me, just go to the Pinata, register it and upload this. And once you get this path, just copy that one. And you can directly go and right click this and open it as well. So which will be in the browser, which will be shows what is the file and how it looks like and all of those infos. So we'll check on that later, but we'll directly go into the laboratory and we'll check it. So you can see here, the URL comes as gateway Pinata Cloud IPFS, and then your unique ID, and the image will becomes. So this is how you will be get one for your artwork as well. So now the Pinata part is done. So we'll directly go into the Stellar. So Stellar is one of the prominent blockchains which were in popular created in 15-16 period. And it's mostly used for microtransactions, based applications via cross-border payments, asset transfers and all. But later on, it can be used for different applications where we are using it for supply chain and using it for NFTs and which are recent popular things in Stellar as well. So we'll see like how we can create it on that. So first thing you have to do it is you have to come to the Stellar laboratory. And I hope like no one has any issues on accessing Stellar laboratory. So you have to just search it as Stellar laboratory in the Google. So you'll be get the same laboratory link, or else you can type it as laboratory.stellar.org. And once it comes, click this create account and click the generate key pair. So which will be create your blockchain account. So here you have a public and the private key. So you can click this fund this account. And then if you comes below, you have the get test network lumens. You can click, which will be give you the test network coins. So what happens here is first you are creating the account, public and private key, which is unique to you. So ideally you should not share this one with anyone. So this public key comes as a username and private key comes as a password for you. So as I'm doing it online, I'm sharing it because it's only contain the test networks coins, which is not the live crypto coins. But if you're going to do a live NFT creations and all, you have to have a live crypto coins if you're using any kind of a platform. But here we are doing it as a test network. So then we can have it as a test network coins as well. So we are funding that through the same app itself. So it's now successfully funded, because once it's not funded, the account is not activated and you can't use it for anything. So once you do this process all together, create the account, fund this account and get network lumens, just copy this and serve it in a place. So I'll put it in a text editor and go ahead and create another one, because in Stellar, what we're doing is we had to have a NFT issue account and the receive account. So we'll just go and recreate another one. So you just click generate a key pair, fund this account and get test network lumens and copy this and paste it as well. So once it's both done, you can directly go into build transactions tab in the same panel. And once it comes to the build transaction tab, you can see there's a source account, transaction sequence, lot of info there. Just follow it with me, or else once you get these recordings, you can directly go and check it as well. So take your first account public key, so which is the username of that particular account, not the private key or the secret key. Take this public key, paste it in the source account, and you have to put a transaction sequence number. So in sequence number in Stellar, it's more like a unique number that assigns for each account. A number starting will be assigned. And then after that, every transition you do, it will be increased that by 111. So we can fetch this by clicking this fetch next sequence number. So then now it's ending with 649. So once you mint this NFT, when you are doing it again, you have to click fetch next sequence. So then it becomes as 650, then 651. So it's more like a kind of a ledger number or the receipt number that we made. And base fee and all, you don't need to touch any of the other fields here. You can directly come into the operation type. So here, as we are going to create an NFT, we don't need to check on that. We'll directly go on change trust, where you can create, update, or delete trust line. So Stellar is pretty different mechanisms than Ethereum. That's one of the reasons I selected this to do the demo as well. And because if you're in Ethereum, you have to know how to write a smart contract, which is in Solidity languages and all, which is not ideal for a first time doing person. And it's not ideal to do it in 1 hour or 2 hour session as well. So what happens in Stellar is they already have operations which are predefined. So you don't need to write your smart contract and deploy it. You can use the existing operations that they have, and you can connect with blockchain, mint NFTs or whatever. And you don't have that flexibility of writing your own logics and all, which is you have in Ethereum or EVM based ones. But Stellar also now moving towards their smart contracts, and also you can get that. But based on my experience, you can do any kind of a project that you want on Stellar because they have that much of flexibility. They are giving through the operations that they have. You can customize it up to a level, and you can do most of the applications from enterprise level supply chain towards just like a certificate or NFT meeting. So in change trust, what we are going to do here is we are going to create a trust line with the account that creating the NFT and the account that buying the NFT. And we trust that this NFT is trustable one. So it's a bit of a different term that they are using, which is not in Ethereum and all, but it's called it as trust line. And if you want more details about trust line and all, you can, I'll share you a link, or you can just reach me out. You can check it on Medium as well. There's a lot of trust line articles, and even I put a couple of that. So we can have to share those with you guys. So it's here, alphanumeric 4 and 12 is the name that you want to give for your NFT. So we'll go with 12 now. So what means that is alphanumeric 4 means you can only able to put the name only 4 characters. If it is 12, you can put 12 characters. So let's put it as my NFT 1. So that is the NFT and the issuing part. So we'll put this as a issuer. So we'll put that second account public key here. So the first account one, we put it as already as a trust line maker or the receiver one. And this is the second one, we are putting it as a issuer one. So once you put that one, you can create the trust limit. So here is one of the important parts. You can put one, or you can put millions of numbers here to create it. But what that means is if it's NFT, it's always contains as one, most of the artworks and all, if it is unique one piece. But then if it comes as a semi-fungible like tickets, or else sometimes if you have a one like cricket player signed artwork that you want to sell it for 10 people, then you can create it as a 10, which all 10 comes to the same artwork or same quality or same copies of the artwork, you can sell it. Or else you create a one digital art and then you take a 10 copies of that and you can still sell it as 10 NFTs to 10 people, where only 10 people can own that one. And always those 10 can be checked, and there can't be 11 or there can be 12. So this is where the collections of NFTs created or NFT collections were created. So today we'll go with only one. So you can keep it as a one NFT limit. And for the source account, we'll mention the same source account that we mentioned here. And in the add to operation, so that is the second operation we are going to get. So you can add multiple operations. So advice double one is around 7. And here we are going to put it as a managed data. And in that managed data, we are going to give the name for that field as NFT ID. And here is where we are going to paste this particular Pinata ID. So we can copy this Pinata ID. We can paste it here. And here there's a limit also, you can't paste it more than 64 characters. So you can paste it only a limited number of characters here. So you can paste this one. So we have two operations now, and you can directly go signing the NFT, so signing the XDR. So it's all we are doing it in test network with the test coin, so which won't be visible in the live network, or we can't go and trade these NFTs in live, but we can trade the NFTs, and also you can do the exact same process when you fund your accounts with the live crypto coins and all. You can directly go into it. So when we are signing it, we are signing using the first account private key. You can paste it here, click this submit in transaction submitter, and just click the submit transaction. So this will be now go and submit the transaction. And as you can see, the transaction is submitted with two operations. And this is the transaction hash or the transaction ID of the blockchain. This is one of the important things, because once you lose this one, you can get that one through your public keys and you can go and check it on that. But if you're doing a lot of transactions and all, this is more important one. Otherwise, if it goes as something lost on the galaxy, it's very difficult to find it out. So let's go and see how it looks. So we can go to the explore endpoints, and before that, we'll just paste this here. We'll go to the account and we'll check it, how it created. So it's accounts, click single account, comes and paste your public key, click submit. So you can see here, there's a new asset created, my NFT 1, and its only limit is only 1, and there's no other things on that, and the balance is 0 because it's still not transferred. It just created as a 1, and you can directly go and see who is the issuer as well. So once you get this issuer, the issuer can directly transfer that to the seller as well. So issuer has already the native coins and all, which they can directly able to transfer it. So we can directly go on to this particular part where we can see on operations for transactions. We can paste the transaction ID and make sure when you're pasting it, don't leave the spaces and things in front and back so it will give errors. So once it comes here, we can see asset code is my NFT, the limit is 1, and the truster, trustee, and all those informations are there. And we can see here in the managed data, the NFT ID and the value. So currently the value comes in not same as the value that we put it here, because it's in base 64 encoded one. So we can go into base 64 decode. This is just for a testing purpose. So you can decode this. So you can see the decoded value here. And once we get the this value, we can directly compare it. And as you can see, so it's the same value that we entered. It comes here as NFT. So when you're sharing this NFT with anyone, they can directly go and you can directly go and prove that, okay, this is the exact original piece which is here, and that is what it came. And if you want to hide this from, because as I can decode this and show it, anyone can able to come to this and go to the public and decode, you can see it as well. So if you want to make sure to keep it safe and all, you can go and do a bit more encryption on that. You can put your private key and encrypt this one. So you'll be you can't directly decode like this. You have to decode it with your private key. So only you can decode and show it to the user or the buyer, and then you can able to transfer it. So this is the way how you can create an NFT in no-code platform, or a bit more technical, but not too technical on blockchain. So this is the background work that happens. So I'll show you how it happens in the platform, this is more like a background work. So when you are a programmer or developer, if you want to create an NFT, you can directly go and do it through like this, or else using a Stellar SDKs and all, you can do it through programming codings as well. Or if you are a person going to do it Ethereum or EVM chains, you can directly do it through smart contracts and all. But end of the day, it's not a visually connected, or it's not something that you can see as NFT artworks and things. So that's what we going to see it now through a Lightmint, which is a Stellar NFT marketplace. So in the Lightmint, anyone who is following it now or going to create it, you can directly go to the lightmean.com and you can click create. So you can first log in through an account. So I already logged in through an account, so I can directly go and use it. But if you're logging through first time, you can just connect with your Google account or whatever, and you can directly log in through that account as well. And you have to connect one of the wallets with this. So I'm putting a one wallet here. So for an example, we already have this wallet as a funded one. So we can just copy, we can just paste this. So then this will be automatically connect with the wallet. And you can go and choose a file. So as also here it's mentioned, as you can see, your file will be uploaded and pinned to IPFS, which is what we did it on Pinata. We pinned that on IPFS through Pinata. But here also, as a background, all the NFT marketplaces, this is what will happen. So I'm putting the same image. So here you can see the image comes in the side, and then you can set your supply whether it's 1, or if you want to create it as like collections 100 or 10 or whatever, and you can name that one. And you can put a description as well. And you can write, maybe if you're minting something, your artwork, so you can mention when you created, what is the inspiration behind that artwork, or maybe if you're putting a house, you can mention the geolocation, latitude, attitude information. So a lot of other information you can mention it here. And if you want long description or tags, you can mention it. So for an example, we can mention it as IEEE event, and this is the first NFT. So you can mention different tags on that. And then you can click next. And it will be asked host it through this. So if you want, so TOMR file, you can do it, or else you can keep it. Then the code is NFT. And if you want, you can keep a different code as well. So you can directly click on create an item. So this is anyway going through the test network. So I'm not sure whether it's minted as on the test network, but sometimes they support on the test network as well. So it will be minted on the test network side. Yeah, it will be comes as error because we don't have the live coins that were put it on this particular account. So once we transfer the live coins on this account, we can directly go and mint this, and it will becomes as the your first NFT that will be minted and comes. So what happens here is it's exactly the same process that we done on the Pinata and Stellar Laboratory. It's happening here, but Stellar Laboratory we can able to mint it because we are using the test network, we are using the test coins and all. But here it's all goes as a live network process. So once you transfer your live coins and all, you can directly go and mint it, and you can see the minting cost. So it's only take 0.3 USD as a minting, and in the other side, it's only take like transfer cost is 0.11, multiple zeros, and it's basically costless. And auction cost is once it's auction and sold, you'll be getting it. So it's cheaper than going through OpenSea or Nifty Gateway or any other marketplaces. And it's more faster as well, and it's eco-friendly and all. So you can try it out if you want to create it on this. And anyone whoever wants to learn a bit more on how to create it on Ethereum or how to create it on EVM based chains, there are some resources and videos I have, so you can directly reach me and I can share it on as well. So that's pretty much, guys, about today's session. So how you can create NFTs and how the process will work. So if you have any questions, you can ask. Maybe we finished a bit earlier than the expected time, but if you have any questions, you can ask, and we'll take on a bit of a Q&A session. Thank you.
So thank you for your insightful words.
Sure.
So before moving on to the Q&A session, a special reminder for all of you. The workshop attendance form would be circulated now in this session, and as well as in our YouTube and Facebook live streams. A limited number of participants who will out this form would be eligible for an NFT badge. And as well as you can get the attendance form link from the chat box. Make sure to provide us with a valid email address, as well as university emails are not preferred because the NFT badges would be sent via that email. Please use your personal email, and the attendance form will only be open for 30 minutes, so hurry up to earn your NFT badge. So now let's move on to the Q&A session to resolve your questions with the expertise of Mr. Sharmilan. Mr. Sharmilan? Sir, the first question is, sir, can you hear me? Hello?
I think the mic is on mute.
My one?
No.
Oh, yeah, so Mr. Sharmilan.
Yeah.
Hi guys, can you hear?
Okay,
Yeah.
so can you hear us? And
Yeah, sorry, I had a small connection drop. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So is it okay if you ask the questions now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the first question is it any ability to design my unique NFT art and illustrate it into a cartoonize and as it as possible to sell it without investing money?
Yes, so you can do it through the same process where you can replicate your artwork. You can put it as a cartoonized or any form of artwork. So it can be even a pictures as well. So you can visit to some places, landscapes or tourist places. You can take, as long as it's not copyright to other ones. So you can take it and then you can directly go and create it as NFT and you can sell it. So you don't need to invest on money. So the only thing is you have to invest on a bit of a money for the mining fee. So if it is like Stellar, the platforms that we checked, it's $0.3 that you have to put for an artwork to create it. And if you go into Ethereum or different marketplaces, some marketplaces like OpenSea and all, they give it for you free of minting and put it auction. And they'll take the money as a commission once it's sold out on the auction. So it's ideally a free of listing it and all. But it's not that easy as you can directly go and sell it and people will come and buy it. So that is where the marketing part comes. So you need to, maybe if you have already a small group of audience or a small group of people that who likes your artworks or likes your photographs and they fan of it and they want to buy these things, then it's ideal that you will be make sales instantly. But if not, as you can see, like you will be one of millions of people out there who are putting the artworks. So you can go and put it maybe by luck chance, or maybe it's really the people who are coming into those marketplaces sees the value of artwork, they will be come and buy it. But I mean, to be honest, like 90% of the people who are coming and buying NFTs are not the people who come and buy for artwork, but they come and buy for the value of that art. So they buy that NFT, so they can invest $100 and they'll expect that can be sold out for $150 or $200. So if you prove that, but if not, you can still go and list it. I mean, you can try to sell it through your market networks or contacts. Then you can make the sales on that. So that's how you have to build your reputation and the value of your NFTs on the marketplace. as a question, it's completely free, completely or very less cost that you need to have to go and list your NFTs.
Okay, sir, I think the audience got the correct explanation. So the second question is, can the NFTs bought or owned by someone can be verified of ownership, or is it also in the risk of piracy? What is the legal aspect on this?
You can own it. So for an example, as I mentioned, copyright issues and things were there. So which is not only on NFTs, so which is anything that you put it on digital. So if you go and take like Marvel's heroes, and if you're putting that as an NFT, then obviously it has a privacy and it has a copyright strikes and issues will come. But if you do it something on your site, or if you see something, artwork that you want to purchase, you can verify that by the basic privacy rules and copyright rules and make sure that it's not something copyrighted one, and then you can directly go and purchase it. And when you're purchasing it also, you can make sure that there are a lot of NFT verification platforms there. You can verify whether it's original or not, because sometimes one NFT will be published on OpenSea as a marketplace, and then people without purchasing it, they can take the IPFS URLs, take the images, they'll be go to Stellar and they'll be selling that one. So sometimes, most of the time, Stellar, NFT marketplaces or OpenSea, either ways, they'll be check on each and every other marketplaces where it's listed and where it's listed for the first time, and they know that whether it's first time or the second time they are listing, so then they can put the strike immediately on that. But if it is not popular and if it is not get noticed, it's your responsibility as a buyer to make sure that is the original piece and it's owned by that particular person or created by that particular person, and you can verify that through platforms and existing things. And in some countries like Western countries, and even I think India and most of the other countries, we are even NFTs and blockchain transactions as a legal evidence. So if there's anything, you can take it to the legal side on that as well, if it is a big money and something that you value on that.
So thank you. This I think the audience got the explanation. And the third question is, sir, right now, what is the value of owning an NFT? Or is this like a buy at your own risk kind of deal? Are there any chance of getting into scams?
Obviously, there will be a lot of scams. So even cryptos, as we mentioned last time, there are a lot of scams on that. NFTs also a lot of scams on that. It's always like anything that you buy, whether it's NFTs or whether it's physical or whether it's supermarkets, it's always you're buying at your own risk. So that will be already there. But the only thing is, if you're buying this NFT artworks and all, you have something that you can easily verify, which you can't verify it in real world and all, or else if you want to buy real paintings and all, you have to go through a lot of hard ways to verify it and certifications. Even the artists have a lot of hard paths to prove that it's their own artwork and it's original art piece. So which is reduced a lot in the NFT space, but still you have the risk on that. And as I mentioned, like buying an artwork, it's something that created by someone is very difficult, and something is like bored apes or else something like a monkey artworks or different pieces of that or CryptoKitties and all, it has different valuation mechanisms. So which I won't suggest or I won't recommend people to go and purchase it. I mean, bored apes and all, of course, there are some use cases on that where you can get a limited access to the community. You can use it as a pass and all, but then once that project is hit, there are a lot of people creating a lot of NFTs, like even there are toilet NFTs as well. So people are like crazy on creating different collections and different NFTs. So you have to, I mean, it's more like people get into a circle as fear of missing out. Because you see one of the NFTs getting 100 million, you don't know like what is behind that and what is the reason behind that. And most of the times, most of the cases where the artist itself create another account and put 100 million and purchase his own artwork where the money is not put by someone, it's ideally by him and he take that. So then people see it's 100 million and then they see anything else comes on that similar pattern. They'll feel that, okay, we are missing out and we just go and put $10, $100 into that and try to earn it. So same as crypto, you have to do your due diligence, you have to do your own research before you put the money and before you purchase it. And if it is real value and if it is real potential, there are a lot of potential NFTs out there. So it's not like everything is scam. there are potential. It's like 50-50, where scams there, potential ones are there. You have to identify the right ones, and you have to invest on that.
So thank you. I think the audience got the explanation. So the fourth question is, can NFTs get hacked?
NFTs ideally cannot be hacked. So if it is done properly, so you have to put it on IPFS, or else you have to put it on a digital storage or directly on blockchain. If you can pay high cost on that and put it, then it will be there. So the only thing is it can be faked or copied. So it's more like the way I mentioned. So you can put it in IPFS and steal that IPFS link, which is public. The one we did it here, it's ideally public. So anyone can decode that even in Stellar and see what is the IPFS URL, and then they can go to the URL and they can download the image. But it's what they're doing is they are ideally copying that. And once they copy that, even if they create an NFT, when someone comes and buy it, they have to basically check it, which is the first one created and which is the second one created. So if I created now on current timestamp, and then I'm putting it on IPFS, but tomorrow someone copying it, create it, and when they're selling it, the person can identify which is the first one. So they know who is the initial owner. That's why I mentioned like without putting it open. So if you want to keep it private, you can go and encrypt that using your private keys or different mechanisms to keep it private from other people. So only you can see it. And if you want to sell it, then only you can open it up to the buyer to come and verify it. So until that, it will be a closed NFT. So you have to keep that in certain cases, but certain cases, if it is not that much value, you can keep it as a public open one and people can come and see it. And then there are chances of copying, but it's not that someone can go and steal it. So that's one of the reasons where NFTs are used for digital badges, certifications and all, where people cannot steal, and it's provide the liquidity and digital verification on blockchain. So you can verify and prove at any time and you can't steal it, or you can't even go and modify it.
Thank you. I think the audience got the explanation. So the fifth question is, how is the value of land is combined with NFT? How can the land deeds be combined with NFT?
So the land valuation is and all those things will be a real world scenario. So you can directly map that with the real world timing. So it's not like something like a CryptoKitty or something where you trade it for a price. So it's more like when you're creating an NFT, you go and put it and you define the price, whether it's $100 worth or $200 worth. So similar like that, when you're putting a land or a real estate property, you can define whether it's worth of 1 crore or 10 crores or whatever, you can define that. And even the price fluctuations and things happens, you can go and modify it because it's not something someone randomly comes and purchase it, because they have to go through a process and purchase it through the auctions or real estate things. How you can put the land deed in NFT is you can directly, if you have a land deed, you can directly go and tokenize it. Similar like how we did for the artwork, you can upload the PDF of the land record and you can put it. But the ideal way is it should be happen through authorization or the verification through either the land department of the country or else some advocates on that. So if you take India, I'm not exactly remember the state, but one of the states who completely put their land records on blockchain, where the state land registry department comes and put everything on blockchain and given the ownership to the users. So in that case, it's more credible and more valuable and more easy to verify. And if you want, you can directly go and put it. Maybe you can ask your advocates or the legal person to come and verify it on blockchain. This is the original one. It's verified by this particular legal firm or this particular advocate. And which is makes things easier for you when you're selling it, because you don't need to go and give the physical land records or physical things for the buyer to prove. You can directly transfer your NFT and they can take the NFT details. They can go to the land record registry department, take the physical records. They can compare it directly by themselves, what is on blockchain and what they have in the hand is same or not. If anything modified on the physical ones, they can directly say that it's a scam or there's a fake one, because everyone knows it cannot be modified on the blockchain. So the ideal process is there should be some parties to authorize and verify. If it is come from legal land registries or things, it's more easy. And because once land registry put your land record on blockchain, then there's no way that you can fake it and everything is credible and all. The only thing is you can have a physical one. You can give it to some person with a QR code where they can scan and check it on blockchain. If it is matching, they can buy instantly. If it is not matching, they can stop buying it. So it's easy, but still, if you want, you can put it yours.
Yes, sir. The next question is, could you please explain what is the use case of Web3 domains like Meta, Web3, crypto, wallet? These domains can find on marketplaces like OpenSea.
So the use cases are similar, similar like how your Web2 domains works. So once you purchase the domain, you can go and host things. So that's the ultimate purpose on these domains as well. But the advantage is if you're going through Web2 domains, there's a central party like 𝐖𝐢𝐭, 𝐖𝐿, those kind of organizations from US which controls your domains. Even though you're buying it from 𝐓𝐿𝐾 or wherever, it's the end of the day, it's owned by these kind of agencies. If they want, they can stop these domains or stop, even if they want, they can stop .lk. So just imagine like if they stop .lk, we can't run any banks, airlines, or anything won't work in Sri Lanka, including government things, because everything rely on .lk, which already happens in Kazakhstan, where these entities will go on and block those Kazakhstan KZ domains, where the Kazakhstan government was like shut down for 24 hours or 48 hours because of this. This is one of the reasons China, North Korea, a lot of countries are using their own domain servers, their own domain names and things. And as an individual, maybe some cases where we cannot go and express our views and political things and all on the internet, because once we put it on, for an example, anything about political on a particular domain or particular website, the government or anyone can seize that one. But if we have a Web3 one, you can go and do it because it cannot be seized by anyone. It's on blockchain. It's controlled by decentralized. There's no central control or anyone has the access to put it. But if there's anything that is not good for a community, or it's something that illegal activities, or else some child pornographies or different things that comes on those particular domains, the community can go and vote against that and block those things, which can be done. But in the majority side, whatever you want to express on your personal views and things, you can directly do it in a freedom. That is what ideally the Web3 and Web2 different. So it's underlined same as what you can do in Web2, you can do it in Web3 with a bit more, or with 100% freedom and 100% accountability, because everyone can see what you're putting. And the other side, knows that whatever you're putting cannot be taken down as well by anyone unless it's bad for the community.
So thank you, sir. That's the end of all the questions. Thank you for your knowledge and time. So over to you, Tarushi.
Yes, Pahan. Another kind request from you all. We will be circulating a feedback form in the chat box. So feel free to give your comments and feedbacks regarding today's session. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Sharmilan Somasundaram for accepting our honorable invitation with your busy schedule and joining with us to deliver an informative session for the participants to boom their careers. Please accept this digital token of appreciation.
Thank you guys, and thank you for everyone who takes part in that, and hope you guys learned a bit about NFTs and how you can able to create NFTs and all. And if you guys need anything to bit more knowledge or anything you want to clarify, feel free to reach me directly. And thanks again.
Yeah, thank you, sir, once again. So I kindly request you to stay another few minutes with us to take our memorable photograph.
Yes, Tarushi, as well as a whole, Project TECHZER delivered an insightful panel discussion about the blockchain technology and an informative workshop to boom your careers. So now it's time to evaluate your knowledge. The third stage of TECHZER, quiz competition on the blockchain world, is officially open now. Over to you, Tarushi. Excuse me, Tarushi, your mic is... It's okay.
Yeah, sorry. We will be sharing the link of our quiz through Zoom chat, WhatsApp groups, and other social media. Let me tell a few guidelines of the competition. The quiz contains 25 questions with MCQs and short answers. The deadline for the quiz is 12th September, 11:59 p.m. One attempt is allowed for an individual. If attempted more than once, the submissions would be disqualified. It is not allowed to use internet. Do not use university emails to submit the quiz and answer all the questions. Hurry up, guys, to know your place. You can win exciting cash prizes than valuable certificates.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Tarushi. And so now it's time we have all been waiting for. I invite all of our participants to switch on your cameras to take a quick photo. Please, all the participants. We kindly request all the participants to switch on their cameras in order to take the photo. And big smiles as well as. Please switch on your cameras and mute your mics as well as. We'll wait for another 30 to 40 seconds in order to open up the cameras. We kindly remind everyone again to open your cameras, switch on your cameras. So yeah, I think everyone is ready for the photograph. So big smiles, and in 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you everyone for your participation in the photograph. Please switch off your cameras and mic. Thank you, Mr. Sharmilan, again.
Okay, Pahal. Now I invite the chairman of Project TECHZER, 𝐋𝐞𝐚𝐫𝐧, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah. Greeting everyone. It is a privilege for me to do the vote of thanks. First, I want to express my gratitude to Mr. Sharmilan Somasundaram for this informative session. It was quite beneficial to kickstart your career, and I hope everyone took the best out of it. I also want to thank the advisors of the IEEE Computer Society Student Branch Chapter of SLTC for their tremendous support. Last but not least, I am thankful to the organizing committee of TECHZER for their contribution in the delivering the best to the IT community. So thank you very much for joining us today. Hope you guys added value to your future career by joining TECHZER. Wish you good luck with your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman 𝐶𝐞𝐚𝐫𝐧. So yeah, we have come to the end of our workshop. We will inform the winners of the quiz competition soon. So stay tuned with us, a kind reminder. And I now sign off from today's proceedings. And thank you very much. Stay safe and have a good day. Good luck with the quiz competition and your future endeavors. Thank you again. And your future endeavors. Thank you again.